the answer. Never was, never will. We will never live in peace unless and until we learn to love each other, not bomb, maim, and kill. 'Cause war is not the answer, never was and never will. Think of all the weapons.
Good afternoon or good evening, and welcome to another misadventure of New Hampshire Veterans Speak Out, brought to you by Veterans for Peace, AJ Musty, Chapter 62 of Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm Dick Murphy, Vietnam vet.
Right, and we've got actually a little blurb. I'm Will Thomas from the Cold War, the most recent newsletter for Veterans for Peace. 30 years, it says, a VFP mini history, where we...
You've been here for the whole 30.
Just about, yeah.
Just about.
Where we rescued children from Bosnia and brought them here for medical attention.
Drugs to medical supplies to Latin
medical
America.
Supplies to Vietnam. Something called Friendship Village.
Yeah, Friendship
sent down
which
caravans.
still exists.
Yeah. Sent down caravans of aid to Nicaragua. Monitored people in El Salvador, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So we've really been active here. Okay. So here we are, and by the way, we want to thank all of our loyal viewers and supporters.
There's so many, though, we can't name them all.
Well, we've had thoughts about actually perhaps thinking in the near future,
wrapping it up.
But if you like our show, our program, and maybe you even disagree with some of our ideas, but you think they're valuable to inform people, then let us know.
Yeah, because our egos are such that if they like us, we'll be here for forever, 30 years.
Okay. So today is the 31st of March.
It is.
It's a Tuesday, and right now, somewhere in Lausanne, Switzerland, Americans, Germans, French, Russian, Chinese are meeting with negotiators from Iran. And from what I just heard, they apparently will issue an outline again, but not a complete, total agreement yet. At the same time, who is in Israel visiting Bibi Netanyahu?
The Speaker of the House of Representatives was John Boehner, and also the House Majority Leader of the Senate, Mitch McConnell. Both traitors to the United States of America.
I'd call it,
traitors.
On the day
That's
when
right.
they're trying to hammer out this deal, they're over there talking to the man who wants it blocked, who doesn't want.
Absolutely. Not only wants it blocked, but they've actually bombed Iran.
Yeah.
Israel have. They've done that.
Well, Iraq, Syria.
Yeah.
Recently?
But no, a while back.
Yeah.
But they've actually bombed Iran.
Yeah.
And they do that all, not unusual. It's not unusual for them to send our jets over the Arab countries and bomb them.
No, of course.
It happens quite frequently. It's not even news.
And by the way, I would say the fact, you're right on that. I would say the fact that they're there to pay homage to the President of the United States, Bibi Netanyahu, they're also there to assure that the money spigot keeps flowing for their re-elections and for the candidates who want to be elected.
It's all about money.
Let's face it, AIPAC is a very, very powerful lobby, and they are able to
run the country. They tell us what to do.
But marshal financial resources.
Oh,
Sheldon Adelson, you might as well say the primary season coming up, forget about it. It's the Sheldon Adelson primary. Yeah, there are other billionaires involved as well.
Plenty of them.
And he's Mr. AIPAC.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Just remember, how many billionaires would there be in the United States of America today if it were not for the Reagan tax cut of 1986, I think it was, or 84?
That's ancient history.
Zero. There would be none because they'd be paying taxes.
Right. Well,
that's why we were over $4 trillion in debt because of that.
Exactly. The trickle-down, what we call theory. We're going to show a series of photographs, and we're going to start off with a young man, the first one, who was captured as he walked away from his base in Afghanistan. And his name is Bo Bergdahl, and there's a Taliban member there. And he's being tried for desertion.
Yeah.
And the fact that he, from what I've read, sources, he was trying to go to another base to inform the command there that his unit were doing some nasty things,
Sure.
Unethical things, immoral things, and so and he spent
Yeah,
5 years
and he wouldn't do them.
Yeah, and he spent 5 years in
Which
captivity.
is a lot like me. I would not have done that had I been ordered. I was never ordered to do anything like
Right.
that. But other outfits were.
But the right wing Fox, they're all after
they're
this
after
guy.
him. Hang him.
The next
They'll hang
photo
him.
will show him.
Well, the
I
Army
think.
will hang him, too.
Yeah, here he is, and 5 years, and the fact that his parents didn't know where he was, and the ethic in the military is we don't leave anybody behind.
Oh, that's not
But
true.
they're
That's the ethic, but it's untrue.
Yeah, well, they're all over this deal where 5 of the supposedly worst of the worst at Guantanamo were released to, where was it, to the Arab state Oman in exchange for his release. But, we talked about this. The only deserter shot, or he was murdered on the order of President Eisenhower, he was a general then.
Eddie Slovak.
Eddie Slovak during World War II.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to make an example out of this guy,
Yeah.
Bo
They made an
Bergdahl.
example out of Eddie.
Yeah, they did. Now, next photo, we're going to see a little, I think it's a cartoon here. Yeah, there's the skull in back of Afghanistan. Here's the soldier. Remember Pete Seeger's song, Waist Deep
in the Big Muddy.
Big Muddy, the river, the mud. We are delaying our pullout, and there's Obama, exit strategy. Because the new Afghan president says, oh, Mr. President, we need
more
you to
money."
stay more, longer.
The money's been coming in so well, and we can't have
Yeah.
it cut off. We
So-
need more of it, please.
So more and more dead Americans
Yeah,
and more and
send
more
more soldiers on.
innocent Afghan people
absolutely.
will die. All right, we're going to switch now to a topic. My shirt is the Agent Orange shirt. That
I
you
have one that I didn't wear.
And we know that this next photo, let's see, will depict, well, here, Vietnam. There's Martin Luther King. There's, let me see, who is that? Dr. Spock to his left, the famous baby doctor. And the child there is holding a sign, children are not born to burn. Stop the war now. And we have to applaud Dr. King for making that famous speech, Beyond Vietnam, a time to break silence.
Yeah.
Knowing full well.
Talking about the violence that our country.
The greatest purveyor of violence in the world today. So, next photo.
And that's why they killed him, too.
Of course.
The United States was involved in that.
Agent Orange in Vietnam. I went to a teach-in sponsored by a group in Massachusetts, including Mass Peace Action, and so a lot of vets for peace were there, including Pat Scanlon and others, who sings our opening song.
Right.
So the orange, of course, is where the highest incidence of the Agent Orange and blue and purple were deposited. Not only from the planes, but by people, troops on the ground.
Is that right?
Spraying it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, next one. All right, human health effects on U.S. veterans. And you have that in front of you in case people can't see it. I think they can, but...
The VA associates 14 multiple diseases with Agent Orange exposure: cancers, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, neuropathy, Parkinson's disease, and birth defects, spina
and you've got
bifida. I've got Agent Orange. I have diabetes. I also have... I just had this removed today, and I have another one that I won't show you.
Right.
And I also... So that's chloracne, they call that. That was one of the first things that was service-connectable.
Yeah.
And I also have neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy.
Which is what?
My legs, I lose my balance easily, and sometimes it's mine are not painful, but it can become painful, and it usually does. And you can also have it I have it in my bowel. When people say I'm full of, what?
Yeah.
Well, I really am.
Really? Yeah.
And it's because of Agent Orange. And I'm not service connected for it because they told I applied for it. I was told by the a radiologist, a surgeon, that's what I had. Okay. And so he works for the VA. So I applied to be service connected for that, and they said, no, you're already a diabetic. That happens when you're diabetic, so you already get the. It's unbelievable.
So anyway, sorry.
Same thing when I went blind in my left eye for like 6 weeks.
Agent Orange.
Well, it's because you're diabetic. You're already getting your diabetes, so you don't.
Yeah.
And like if you, and one of them is prostate cancer. I do have a problem there, but no cancer. But those who do, when they have the prostate removed, which is the thing to do, I think. There's other ways of doing it. And the cancer is taken out, then they come back. The government will give you 100% because you've got cancer. But as soon as the operation is over, they take away your 100% and give you 20%. And although you don't have prostate, and therefore you can't procreate.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things you can't do.
Well, okay.
So, but I mean, they don't care about that. 2.8 million Americans served in Vietnam, and all presumed to have had some problem with because of Agent Orange. Since 1991, eligibility for health-related care and disability at a cost of $1.5 million a year, billion dollars a year.
Okay, next photo. Vietnamese.
The human health effects, Vietnamese exposure, higher miscarriages, birth defects, stillbirths in women and animals. Up to 3 million have Agent Orange health-related problems, according to the Vietnam Red Cross. Third generation of Vietnamese have horrific birth defects.
Next. And we have
compensation to victims. In 1973, the Paris Peace Accords said that the United States would give war
$3.5 billion.
And we've given nothing. Nothing. We do nothing for
Well,
it.
Actually, until just recently.
But the government, and Obama started that, I think.
I'm not sure.
But anyway. 84, $180 million settlement. The United States veterans, that's me, and chemicals companies agreed. And so we got $180 million. Actually, it was 300 and something. This is a mistake. And it was the highest class action suit settlement in the history of class action suits. And but Dow Chemical, who was sued, actually made that in a morning. One morning it made $350 million. So, and that was the end of it. They closed the case. There was a trust set up, and the trust they sent the money out to everybody who had a service-connected problem. But it didn't have to have anything to do with Agent Orange. So I know two guys who got it. They each got $9,000. They deserve that for other things. But neither one of them had an Agent Orange problem at that time. So, but see, I believe, and I'll always believe this till I drop dead, is that Dow Chemical hired this lawyer in New York City to sue them, to start a class action suit. They paid out. They wanted to lose because it's $350 million is a lot less than paying $1.5 billion a year.
Right.
And it's even more than that because when I was service connected, there was only 3 things that I forget what they were. But one of them was chloracne.
Right.
And that's what I have. And but now there's 27 something: cancers, heart problems, diabetes. Prostate problems. It goes on and on. Neuropathy. I can't even say it. Neuropathy.
All right, next.
Unbelievable.
All right, Agent Orange spraying.
Oh, yeah. I never actually saw, well, I can't say that I didn't, but I'm pretty sure I never actually saw him spraying. But I've been in places that had been sprayed. Okay, the VA.
No, spraying.
Oh,
It would be this next one, I believe. There we go.
12 million gallons sprayed, higher strength, higher dioxin contamination, and multiple sprayings from 1961 to 1971. Destroying food supply and forest protection. I mean, most of the people in Vietnam are farmers. The percentage is like 75, 85%. It was designed
to kill their food supply and kill them.
Yeah, and thousands of hamlets sprayed to remove the base of support. And, of course, probably 85 to 90% of the South Vietnamese were against Diem and against all the other Minh and all the other presidents. They wanted Ho Chi Minh. That's why the United States of America would not allow an election in 1956. It was approved by the United Nations.
Next photo shows what we talked about earlier, the Friendship Village. And this woman on the right was at this conference, which was held this weekend, Saturday, at MIT. And she was a nurse and has become an expert, let's say, in Agent Orange. And she was visiting Friendship Village, which VFP helped establish, and we contributed to it. and sent medical supplies.
Was she a nurse in Vietnam?
No, not in Vietnam. There was one there, Susan Schnall, but I don't have anything from her right now. Okay, so we know this is a serious problem. We know that the United States has given some money recently to decontaminate a former U.S. air base called Da Nang, which now is being converted into an international airport. So now they're removing the dioxins from the soil, from the small lakes around the airport.
So that the capitalists won't get sick.
Right,
Go over there
exactly.
And do business with the
I think it was about
Vietnamese.
About 60 or 70 million.
Yeah, the Vietnamese people will work for about 30 cents an hour.
Right, right.
Which, of course, an American could not possibly do. So those jobs are all going over there.
We're going to switch over now. And by the way, we might say, though, that Bo Bergdahl in Afghanistan may have been exposed to depleted uranium, as well as, of course, all the soldiers who were in Iraq. We know for certain that Fallujah has an enormous, amount.
High levels. And so does Basra.
In Basra, of birth defects because of this. It's not depleted uranium, actually, but it's radioactive stuff that's coated onto the shells and high-caliber bullets.
It's like 6 or 7 times more than before the war with children with birth defects.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. I heard the other day some Marine called a radio talk show. So I was a Marine in Fallujah, and boy, that was quite a battle. Well, it's not a battle; it was a massacre.
No, of course it was.
But it will go on the statue at Iwo Jima, in D.C.
Yeah.
They have all the battles.
People couldn't get out of there. They didn't have any bus system or anything. What are they going to do? Walk away?
We are going to switch over now to talking about a guy. The first picture I think will show. The next picture will show Iyad Burnat on the left, his brother Emad, who won this Golden Globe, I guess it was, for his film 5 Broken Cameras, and the picture was taken where they live in the village of Belin, right near Ramallah. Okay, next picture.
You've been there, right?
I have, 3 times. Here is Iyad holding the picture of the 3 Muslims you recall several months ago who were gunned down in North Carolina, and his friend, I'm trying to remember his name, Kayla lives in our hearts. Remember Kayla Mueller, who was abducted in Syria and who was killed. Okay. Yeah. So there's Iyad, and we're going down to see him tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Some of us, okay? He's in Boston today, and he'll be in Cambridge, speaking tomorrow. So the next series of photos we have, I think.
Is he a big man?
No, not really.
Because he looked like he was a big.
Okay, so here's his wife. When they started, and I forget her name, when they started to build the settlement, she and others resisted. So here she is waving the Palestinian flag. Right. Look at these soldiers here. Soldiers, how brave she was. They look
just like GIs, don't they?
Yeah. Next, that's
just like us.
Now here, this picture was taken 2 days ago in Nabi Saleh, Nabisaleh, and the guy on the right has been tortured, imprisoned, shot. His sister was killed by the Israeli occupation forces. His name is Bassam Tamimi. And when we went last year, the year before, to Belin, he was there with Iyad, came to see us.
The man that's looking down at the woman?
Yeah, looking down. That's Bassam Tamimi. And again, this is where they're having a nonviolent protest. And she's so frustrated with, the land being taken from her.
It's only been going on for 60 years.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
next? Here's Iyad. This was yesterday in the Berkshires, and I forget the name of the town, a small town. This is a Quaker meeting house, and he's speaking to a group of people, not all Quakers.
It looks well attended.
Yeah, so there he is. Okay, next.
Now, does he have a brace on, or is that his, that's a scarf, okay.
His keffiyeh.
Keffiyeh.
And this is Elijah Gold, who is the son of Ariel Gold, who arranged for Iyad's trip to the United States. He's on tour. Okay, speaking. All right, next picture will show Isabella with Iyad, and that's also Ariel's daughter. And they are Jewish family who live in Ithaca, New York.
Oh, great.
All right, next. And here's Ariel. Got human rights? Palestinians don't. So he's not, you could say, a big man. She's not very tall herself. But he's got the original, let's say, authentic scarf, keffiyeh, from Hebron, I believe, the only one left in the West Bank.
Now, I'm just curious why that isn't hot when you wear it.
Well, it's not if you roll it up, but if you spread it out, it's not.
Oh, it isn't?
It's not, no.
Well, I'm sure it isn't, but I'm just
No.
wondering why.
Yeah.
They keep the sun
cloth,
off of
the way they, I don't know, the way
the
they
cloth,
spin it.
yeah.
All right, next.
Well, now, why don't they have Mr. Gold on TV? Why
No,
is it-
divorced.
Oh.
They are divorced. Okay. Official Palestinian data confirm Israeli forces arrested 900 Palestinian children over the past year. Yeah.
I'm sure they killed some of those.
Well,
they're doing it
I
all
mean,
the time.
and this happens all the time, every single day, every day, and mostly it's for throwing stones or rocks at their armored personnel.
I can't believe that those soldiers. I mean, they've been indoctrinated.
They've been brainwashed.
completely like
yeah,
we have.
like you were,
Yeah.
like most
Yeah.
of the troops are.
But as bad as I was, and I certainly was because I volunteered to go.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go. I would never have shot at a kid, unless he was shooting at me. I wasn't going to shoot at them. I wouldn't care.
But you still
I wouldn't take the order.
always referred to them as what, gooks?
Oh, gooks,
and
that's
and
exactly
that's
how I thought of them.
yeah, but that's how the Israelis believe. That.
Oh,
the,
they're lesser
the
people.
Palestinians, they don't even call them Palestinians. Most of them, they call them Arabs.
Yeah.
And they're is what the Germans, Nazis call
Sure,
Jews.
same
Vermin,
difference.
cockroaches,
Same difference.
less than human.
Right.
All right, next.
Not like us.
Every year, what you aren't supposed to know, every year 700 Palestinian children are prosecuted in Israeli military courts. The U.S. government pays Israel $7 million a day. And if you want to go to that website, this is from a Seattle group that's very active in the BDS, the Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions Movement.
What does that say? Stop $308 billion a year we give them?
No, it's not. It's 30 billion. 30 billion over 3 billion a year. 30 billion over 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Obama wanted to increase it, by the way, a couple years ago. Next. Israel claims it's the only democracy in the Middle East, but it's the only country in the world that prosecutes children in military, I repeat, in military courts.
Yeah, and you can't get a fair trial in a military
Of course
court.
not. By the way, the trials
that you could
are
anywhere
held
else.
in Hebrew in Israel.
Yeah, so you have no idea what they're talking about.
And if they're lucky to get a lawyer, an Israeli lawyer or a Palestinian lawyer, who may be or may not be allowed to come into the country, I mean, it's just appalling. It's beyond... children are targeted.
We're an appalling country. When you bomb people, that's amoral. I mean,
It's terrorism.
Yeah, of course, it's the worst.
And again, Howard Zinn, we always quote Howard, if you want to stop terrorism, then you have to stop terrorizing.
And, I've actually experienced, although I was a mile away from the zone where the bombs fell,
Yeah.
I thought that they were falling right on me.
Yeah.
And it was frightening. The whole night was frightening. And we found out later that we were the nearest American infantry outfit to a B-52 strike. This is in 1968.
Yeah.
They actually sent a couple of Air Force colonels out to see what happened to our area. No one got hurt. But nevertheless, it was frightening.
Yeah.
You thought it was an earthquake.
Yeah.
And we were a mile away through thick woods.
And can you imagine people in Baghdad with shock and awe?
I couldn't imagine.
Hey, by the way, Pat Scanlon, who does our opening song, he was an intelligence expert, and his job was to, after the B-52 bombs fell and other bombs, his job was to go out and authenticate if they were close enough to where he was.
Oh, yeah.
But by and large, no, they weren't. But every bomb, he said, that B-52s dropped. I was thinking of Brian Wilson. No, Brian Wilson, not the singer from the Beach Boys, a member of Vets for Peace, the guy who had his legs cut off, Vietnam veteran. His job was to go out, that's right. When villages were bombed and napalmed, he had to go out and do the body count.
Wow.
Okay. And that's when he said he came face to face one time with a woman whose eyes were open and she was clutching a baby and they had been napalmed. And he just had this moment of whatever you want to call it.
Not an epiphany.
No. and said, I will no longer do this.
Yeah.
All right. So Pat, though, had to sign off on the B-52 strikes. That's what it was, as an intelligence operative. So he broke down talking about this.
Yeah, well, I can understand
You know?
why. I'll tell you, as a soldier, just an infantryman,
Yeah.
we'd see these planes 7 miles up in the sky. They were silver, but in fact they were black. That was the sun doing its work on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
When I first saw one of these B-52s on the ground, it was black. But anyway, and we hated it because they're going north to drop the bombs, and then they drop them on people, and then we're walking around on there, and the people are mad at us
Yeah, of
because
course.
we've been dropping bombs on them.
Of course.
So we didn't like they weren't helping us. This bombing did not help the infantry soldier
Right.
at all.
But
Made
you-
it worse.
Right. You remember that picture, though, of the young girl running down the road?
Yeah,
who
that
had
was
been-
a
all her
Dao
clothes-
Tiang, not Dao Tiang, but Trang Bang, where I
Yeah.
was
You know,
twice.
Those images had an impact on Americans.
Right.
The media back then was not embedded as it is today in the corporate media. In other words, you had Walter Cronkite.
They own all
you had
the medias.
David Halberstam, remember, the best and the
Yeah,
brightest.
best and the
He used to say, he'd go to 5 o'clock follies. And, what was that? When the generals, the higher rank would come out and spin lies.
Right.
And they called it the 5 o'clock follies because they knew they were lies.
Generals did not come to the field.
Yeah.
They didn't know what was going on in the field.
Yeah. I think we have one more picture here. Well, no, here's another one. This happened a day ago. This was in Hebron. This young kid, again,
He's
and I could show you
7 years old, it looks like.
Yeah, I could show you so many pictures of these soldiers at the checkpoints opening up the bags, of the book bags, like this kid. I don't know if he threw a stone or a rock, or some settler came by and said, "Hey, this kid threw a rock at me." So no questions asked. They're going to arrest this kid. Here's another one. One Palestinian child abducted every 2 hours. That's from a human rights group.
Yeah.
Now look at this quote here. I got to read this.
Albert Camus.
Camus. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. I love that. So existence
That's deep.
is resistance, and resistance is existence for Palestinians.
Yeah.
So, well, we're coming to the end. Any last thoughts about